we're done.
Yep.
Oh, they were gonna carjack us.
Oh, yep.
For real, they were gonna carjack us.
Yep.
What? They were gonna get out right next to us, and then I slammed on the gas. We were parked behind this restaurant for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Katie's like, check out this guy. He hopped in the car, and then they hopped back over here.
Yeah.
They're gone now.
Yep.
They left quick too.
Yep.
What? They were gonna carjack us.
Yep.
No way. Which way did they go?
Oh boy.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're gonna carjack us. They're gone.
Yeah.
What? Right there in front of the cops.
Yeah.
What?
That's bold.
Dude. So we're parked behind this building because that's where we finished the last video. And I stopped, and this black Mercedes-Benz came right up to us, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Ooh. We're parked behind that building.
It's up there.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get out, and as soon as we flew off, then they flew off. Is it the black one, or is it? No, it's not them.
It's up above ahead of the bus.
What? That dude's gonna get out and pull a gun and carjack us.
Yep.
And I told you, I said we're parked in a really bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a black Mercedes-Benz. We're hanging out back there, and the dude in the back seat was gonna get out. As soon as I saw them open the door, I slammed on the gas and flew off of there. And okay, so on today's video, we're gonna explore the east side of Charlotte, North Carolina. We were parked behind the building, and Katie's like, and I told Katie, keep it, and you can tell it's a sketchy spot. We're gonna explore the Latino hoods on the east side of Charlotte today. We were parked behind that building, and it was sketchy. You could tell it was a sketchy environment. It was like legitly people, like hanging around and stuff. As you can see, it definitely looks sketchy. And we're hanging out behind this building, and this one dude gets in a black Mercedes-Benz. Then the black Mercedes-Benz pulled right up against us, and the dude opened up the back door. As soon as he opened up the back door, I slam on the gas, fly forward, and then they left. So obviously they were only there because we were there. Scary. Was that Central? Put up my over here. We want to get on Central and go east. So this is kind of like the Latino hood in the east side of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's a sketchy little spot right there. We're behind a Dominican restaurant. You can tell it was sketchy. I mean, if you hang out somewhere sketchy, it's kind of bound to happen, really.
There you go.
Give me 1 second. Let's just get back on the main streets. So this area of the city has the highest Latino population, and it's very let's get back on Central, and then mostly like the Latino businesses and stuff are on this side of the city. I'm not surprised at all though. Like it was kind of almost like we kind of knew that not to hang out there. You could tell it looked sketchy. You can really tell that's a little hot corner right there. So it's almost like expected, based on where we were hanging out, that something like that was going to unfold. I'm not even surprised.
Jose?
He'll fit. We got to go all the way down. Oh, it's still further down.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's drive back up that way and then we'll head to Central. So on the east side of town, there's a lot more Spanish people. Central's still further down. But I'm going to drive through that little area again.
Okay.
And there's an apartment complex called Villa something. I just had it on GPS. I'm going to drive there first, and then we'll head back over this way. Were you surprised at all? I'm not surprised at all. Even when I parked there, I parked out in the open so I could back up if I needed to. I could go forward or I could go to the right. Sketchy.
Yeah.
Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. But Katie noticed the guy. She looked at the guy. She said, "Jose, that guy's looking at us." And sure enough, he gets in a car. They noticed us like right off the bat. They noticed us like off the bat. Like there's no question about it. They definitely took note.
Yeah.
It looks so trashy and sketchy.
Yeah.
Shot of Plaza here. They're all like nail salons. Every last one of them is like a nail salon. It's all the litter. International market. So there's a lot of like Ethiopian, Dominican, Honduran, Salvadorian on this side of town. It's more diverse, you could say. You can tell it's hood, but it's kind of like a mixed type of hood. It's not like just one thing. It's like all mixed. Like I've seen Ethiopian, Dominican, Honduran, Salvadorian, Honduras. Seems like a very diverse area. I wish I had turned the camera on early. When I saw the Benz pull up, I was trying to turn the camera on. I don't think we got it on fast enough though.
Yeah.
She's pointing at us.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're gonna live out here in Charlotte, I guess you want to live in a decent neighborhood, because there definitely seems to be sketchy parts for sure. You know, like it definitely seems like there's neighborhoods to avoid in the city. I mean, that's an active spot right there, dude. That's a little hot spot, because like it almost seemed like it was a matter of time before that happened. I wasn't even surprised. I just parked the car I just parked the car. I need 2 minutes to look at the map real quick before I start recording this hood ride. Because before I record my hood rides, I look at the map real quick and kind of get an idea what we're gonna do. And it's just like I just need 2 minutes to look at this hood video before So I knew the spot was kind of hot, but I was like, well, I gotta do it, And sure enough, Katie noticed this one dude kind of wearing this baggy sweater. Probably had something inside the sweater, that's why his clothes are so baggy. Hops in that black Benz. They pull right up next to us. But as soon as he opened that back door, I hit the gas. We're gone. So, very sketchy little neighborhood.
Fruteria El Barrio.
Fruteria El Barrio, which is Spanish for the hood. And I've had a lot of people mention like the hood, and they almost always seem to think that that the hood has to be a black area. And well, here this is called the hood in Spanish, El Barrio. Like I think people in the United States are just so ignorant that they don't understand that there's poor neighborhoods. They only see their world. They don't understand that there's like a whole bigger world out there. There's all types of places. We got hoods in Cuba. Like we got every other country has. So like people in the United States are so ignorant that they don't understand that there's hoods all over the country, all over the world, and that there's different types of hoods. But people live within their small little bubble, and they don't travel and they don't see the world to understand that there's more to the world than just that little bubble that they live in.
Even within this country, there's all types of neighborhoods.
Yep.
And hood is just short for neighborhood.
Neighborhood. I've said it 1,000 times.
People want to portray it as something that's
one specific thing, but it's not.
Yeah.
And people do that. Some do it on purpose to make other people look bad, and some do it out of just lack of.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, this is definitely a Latino mixed hood. Good eye, Kate. Katie's getting some street smarts. Katie definitely identified the person that got in the car before I ever did. She was like, that guy right there.
Yeah.
Get some street smarts. And they were gone. Ooh, when they saw me speed off, they were like gone.
They're like, this guy's.
Yeah. But that's why I didn't park into a parking spot. I stayed like out in the open too. Like it wasn't like completely stupid. Like, you don't want to ever leave yourself at an option. And I wanted to see how reactive the city was, and apparently, like, it's as active as anywhere. Like, that would have happened just as fast in Miami or Atlanta or anything. So, like, it is a reactive city. Like, if you just put yourself out there, it's gonna happen. It's definitely an active neighborhood out here for sure. Not saying this is the worst part of the city, but definitely that little spot right there. Right here, right?
Yep, that's the building.
But if you pay attention to that little intersection, you had the police cars by the Dominican restaurant. Okay, this is a hot corner. You can just tell you got the police car right there because of whatever happened. Look, you got like, on this side you have like 10, 20 people hanging out. Back over here. Man, this window tint sucks.
Go.
Yeah, like 10 or 20 people hanging out over here. So it's definitely like a spot that you like.
You just ran a road.
I know, I'm good. It's definitely a hot corner. Like, you got all these people hanging out here, and they can see, almost guarantee that whoever went that way was somebody who was from this convenience store pointed out to somebody that was on the other side, you know? So it's definitely a spot you don't want to just hang out in. We should get up out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go to, there's an apartment complex called, I clicked it on the map, it'll show up. Like Villa something, or Villas, Villas, or something along those lines. Something along those lines. And that little car disappeared quick. Like, it was gone. They probably thought we had it on us and we're gonna go get them. Like, they probably thought they knew that they thought we were gonna like counterattack them or something. Because they were like, forget it.
Here you go, baby.
They were gone. You see the house over there boarded up? You got it going?
Yeah.
Alright, just let it talk to me.
Okay, baby.
See, like, that neighborhood back there? The houses are all burnt up,
Yeah.
and, like, boarded up and everything? That's pretty bad back in there. So yeah, Charlotte definitely has some unsafe neighborhoods, and we're gonna drive one last time past this place here. Probably dumb considering what just happened, but I just want to show you guys, so you guys, you know, if you're traveling to big cities and you're not familiar with how this type of stuff works. We were on the left of the screen by that gas station over there, behind that building over there, behind the Dominican restaurant, and most likely these dudes over here pulling it out. There's people hanging out, so we gotta watch out. They're coming. We're not trying to like keep it going. We're definitely making them uneasy at this point. They're watching us now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow this light. And it's crazy that there's a cop right there.
Yeah.
You know? See somebody carrying a suitcase. It's definitely a hot corner. It was definitely a bad spot to pull over. We should have stopped over here in this parking lot.
Yep.
Way out in the open. Like, that would have been better. Yeah.
Geese.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot little corner. Don't worry about it. That corner is definitely hot. And the fact that the cops are there meant nothing. So don't play games in Charlotte, you know? And, you know, the purpose of our videos is helping people who travel and helping people who move to avoid, you know, to teach people a few things and kind of help people stay safe, either with their families. But, you know, one thing you never want to do is pull into a parking spot where you can get boxed in. So, like, the good thing that I did when I parked behind that business back there is I parked in the open. You know, I could have, it would take several cars to completely box me in. And we were reactive. As soon as they didn't get to, you know, as soon as she opened the door and they stopped the car, we were gone. We didn't give them a chance. We reacted very quickly, you know, and we were out. We parked ourselves in a bad place, but we parked in a way, like, if we had parked like up against the building, then they could have just boxed us in easily. They could have easily have boxed us in, you know. If I had parked up against the building, it'd have been an easy lick for them, because then I would have had nowhere to go. But then I am in a 2500, which is exactly what I've explained to you guys in my videos recently. That one of the reasons we have a 2500, even though it's a gas hog, is that this is a ball of steel. Like that car, if they had boxed me in, which the way I parked they couldn't have, but if let's say they had boxed me in, I put this thing in reverse and that little Mercedes-Benz would have been upside down behind me. And nothing would have happened to my truck. I'd drive away. You know, so one of the things that's nice about this 2500 is exactly that. That if a car tries to box me in, I can literally back up over it, or forward, doesn't matter. You know, like we had just been talking about that in a recent video where we were explaining why we have a 2500 despite the fact it's a gas hog. This thing's got and it's not the newer ones that are plastic. This thing's got a chrome bumper on the front, giant chunk of chrome on the back.
Turn right on Barrington.
So this is not a nice Hispanic neighborhood. This is like a hood. And that's really what I want to know is like, okay, there's Spanish communities here in Charlotte. 17% of the city is Hispanic, 7% is Asian. But are they living in a nice little neighborhood or are they living in a bad area? It seems like this is pretty bad. It's pretty active, so it's not like it's a... Like I want to see Hispanic neighborhoods that I would recommend to other people.
Mile, turn left.
Hispanic neighborhoods, like there's like 6 dudes in front of that store, you know what I mean? They sit back in there.
Even on Belle Plaine.
Mm-hmm.
Belle Plaine is in 0.1 miles.
Turn left onto Belle Plaine Drive.
That's it.
Right in there?
Yeah.
So these apartments here, all this in here. I think you went to the wrong place, man.
This is where we're going.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Barrington Drive.
So on the east side of Charlotte, you have a lot of some areas are 70% Hispanic, 60% Hispanic. So there's a large Hispanic community here. And overall, the vast majority of the city is 17% Hispanic. So there's a lot of Hispanics here in Charlotte, and this is the east side has the most Hispanic people, but it's definitely not like a nice Hispanic area. It's a hood, so I wouldn't recommend it. And it's just that would usually also indicate kind of the general consensus of the area towards how they feel about Hispanics. You want to see a Hispanic neighborhood that
Up at the stop sign, turn left.
gotcha. You want to see a Hispanic neighborhood that's a decent one, you know. When your city has a Hispanic neighborhood, but it's a bad, dangerous area, that lets you know that migrants living here aren't really, you know, they're kind of ganging up together. You know what I mean? A little bit. Like when you see a city where there are migrant communities and they have a neighborhood, but it's a business district, you know, it's like a good area, then that's cool, you know, that's good. But when you see a city where there is a community of other people from other places, but they're kind of living in a hood and stuff, in dangerous neighborhoods, that kind of lets you know that the city's not really giving those people an opportunity. It's just putting them in a place.
In half a mile, turn left onto Montego Drive.
So yeah, while the city is 17% Hispanic, I wouldn't recommend it to a Hispanic person to move here. Like, just because it's Hispanic doesn't mean it's good. Like, if you're looking to be within your own community, that's like Fort Myers. I don't know, what's a city where there, like Cary, for example, in outside of Raleigh. And I like Charlotte more overall than Raleigh, from what I've seen. But there's places like Cary and Apex where there's growing Latino communities, but they're in good areas. What is this? What are you? Here we go. So this is an apartment complex here. This apartment complex.
Destination will be on the right.
And here, this area is like 80% Hispanic according to demographics of mapping. So I don't know in reality, but according to demographics and like a race map, this area is 70% Hispanic. Can't see anything. So according to our analytical maps, this area is 70% Hispanic. These apartments in here, in this whole little area we're in right now. So it's 70 to 80% Hispanic.
Head south toward Barrington Drive, then turn left onto Barrington Drive.
All right, GPS
Head northwest
Central.
toward Barrington Drive.
There's a street called Central. Let me find it real quick. Give me a second, y'all. It's just like I'm doing right now. Like these apartments kind of look sketchy, but I kind of have to stop for a second, look at the map to go to the next spot I saved. That's exactly kind of how
Head
how
west
that
toward Barrington Drive,
last
then
scenario
turn left
unfolded,
onto
like-
Barrington Drive.
I just needed, since I needed to kind of regroup myself for a second, and while I was doing that,
Turn left onto Barrington Drive.
that's all it took. It's just that little opportunity that I gave whoever was watching on the sidelines. And like, you never want to stop somewhere.
Continue on Barrington Drive for half a mile.
You never want to stop somewhere where there's people on the sidelines watching. And when I pulled up to that little plaza, there was like 50 people on the sidelines watching. So it was just kind of a dumb place to stop to begin with.
I told him not to stop there.
No, Katie was on point more than me on that one, I'll tell you.
I was like, dude, don't stop there.
Katie was on point. Katie was
In a quarter mile,
definitely on
turn left
point.
onto Markway Drive.
You know, I mean, they didn't do anything, but just think about the intention. We're parked behind a building, there's nobody around. A car pulls up quickly, and somebody tries to get out of the back seat. When you flee, they flee.
You're like, I need a minute. I'm like, you need a minute somewhere else.
800 feet, turn left
Yeah.
onto Markway Drive.
I guess street smarts would have been not to pull up there. To be
Even
honest.
I know better than to stop somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Turn left onto Markway Drive.
But it goes to show, like, even Charlotte, a city that, in theory, has a low crime rate and blah, blah, blah. Like, in theory, Charlotte has a low crime rate, you know what I mean? Like, in
In
theory,
a
this
quarter
isn't...
mile, turn right onto East W.T. Harris Boulevard.
Yeah.
In theory, this city has a low crime rate, you know what I mean? This isn't like, you know... In theory, this city has a low crime rate. This isn't like... This isn't a Memphis. This isn't like a Detroit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The city's not a super violent city. It's actually about a little bit higher than the national average, which is great for a city its size. But that doesn't mean that it's like that in every neighborhood of the city. It means like the vast majority over there is nice, but then you
Turn
have
right
other
onto East
neighborhoods that got
W.T. Harris Boulevard.
other stuff going on. Yeah, you gotta use common sense here too. You can't just like fall asleep because it's like.
I'll get me an unwich today.
You and your unwitch is probably the reason why we ended up here.
Stop trying to blame me. Unwich. Get me an
Where do you
unwich
hear
today.
about this thing?
Keto people.
Hmm?
Keto people.
Keep right to continue on North Sharonamity Road.
Like, I saw this thing, like, it looks good. I don't really want, I'm not crazy about bread.
Look at this car
Continue on
behind
North
us.
Sharonamity Road for 3 miles.
It's like the bumper's like falling off and it's like sticking out like a foot off the side.
Yeah. I want to get me a sandwich without the bread, with the roast beef and the provolone and some mayonnaise.
So this whole area here on the east side.
Pollo Campero.
Campero,
Don't
yeah.
they have those in Miami?
I'm not sure.
Yes, they do, in Little Havana.
So this whole area is mostly Spanish on the east side of Charlotte. I don't like it at all. I wouldn't want to see myself living here. And these aren't the worst hoods in Charlotte, but it's the ones we're looking at on this trip. In this video, actually.
Would you come back to Charlotte?
It's a good area overall, but just like any city this size, it's gonna have bad neighborhoods, you know.
Yes.
And those bad neighborhoods can be as bad as any bad neighborhood in any city,
Yes.
despite what the overall crime rate is.
Mm-hmm.
You know. You know what would be an interesting list to look at? And I don't know if it exists or how you can get the demographic or information statistics for it.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the city, like, average cost of a vehicle per city? Like, what drives? Like, to see which city has the cheapest cars. And which city has, like, the most expensive cars. I wonder if that type of statistical analysis exists. No?
They wear masks in their cars here.
Yes, Katie. Maybe they have a health problem. Why do you have to be so judgmental of other people?
Okay. Alright.
Why would you even mention that?
You mentioned it.
You don't have to be a piece of crap like me. This person's on a motorcycle. There we go. See what I'm saying? It's a little kind of lawless, I would say, out here. Dirt bike through the city. Not that that's not something I would want to do. It's a little lawless. It's definitely a little lawless out here. But it's not like a full-on hood. It's just like an inner city neighborhood. This isn't a full-out hood, you know? But it's still inner city. It still has crime. It's still, you know? Some parts remind me of Montgomery. Just so not as run down.
It is Montgomery.
This is Montgomery, you said? Alright. Yeah, this does look like Montgomery
Yeah.
up through here. Of course, you would never see somebody riding a dirt bike through Montgomery. At least I never did when I was there. It's more of a Florida thing. Florida Atlanta thing. This is definitely hood out here. You can just
In a
tell.
quarter mile, turn left.
This is more like a.
I am looking forward to my Unwich.
What makes you think we're having it? I love how he's not afraid to go into busy areas with that motorbike.
No, you said we were having a midday snack.
Is that
That's a
legal here?
midday
Oh, he
snack.
blew a red light either way. It was probably not.
Turn left, then turn right.
Oh, there's like a Compadre Foods right there.
Yeah.
Compare Foods, and they have like a mural on the side.
Head
Yeah,
south
this is
on
like a
North Sharon Avenue
Latino
Road,
Montgomery.
then turn left.
I would describe this as a Latino Montgomery.
Head south on North Sharon Avenue Road towards Spanish Quarter Circle.
Spanish
In a
Quarters.
quarter mile, make a U-turn at
Turn it off.
Albemarle
It's
Road.
talking. So this is their Spanish Quarter.
Hello?
Yeah, very diverse. It's like there's a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
There's like all types of like Latin, Guatemalan, Mexican,
Yeah.
Cuban, Salvadorian. Like it's
Yeah,
very
Middle Eastern food.
Middle Eastern. Yeah,
I love Middle Eastern food.
I do. And in Detroit, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is all a lot of Middle Eastern, Mediterranean. wonder what cities have the most carjackings. This seems like a really carjacking type of city.
I could look that up.
Let me look at the map real quick so I can carjack again. Just give these guys one more opportunity to get this right.
He's dumb.
Give these guys one more chance. There's a German. What the crap? Why is there a husky running on the road?
Oh my gosh.
Giant husky on the road. Okay. Oh, here he goes.
He's living his best life.
Yeah, he really is, though. He's in the hood. Like, that's like the life of a dog right there, bro. Look at this giant husky looking thing, wolf looking thing in the middle of the city.
That is a lost dog. That dog has better haircut than I do.
Yeah, he just recently got lost. He wanted to see the streets. He's like, you know what? I'm tired of being walked downtown. I want to see the streets, son. I want to know what it's really about out here.
I wonder if it has blue eyes.
It did. It was like a full-on husky looking thing.
Yeah.
First, nobody's tried stealing it yet. So yeah, at least on the east side of the city, I would say it's not as glamorous. It's not all that glamorous of an area. When I head to the north side and see the hoods there.
I'm cool with whatever.
Okay, so on the north side, there's supposed to be hoods in an area called. This highway might take us there. Yeah, this will take us there. Right here. We're gonna go to the hoods on the north side.
As long as some point I can get
In
it
a
on.
quarter mile, merge onto US 74 West.
You and your
East
dumb
Independence
witch.
Boulevard.
For some reason, this camera defies gravity. If it fell down, I would get it. I just don't get how it falls upwards. You have to look at the hoods on the north side of the city. There we go. That's cool.
Yeah.
Love it. I guess like any city is gonna have hoods, you
Continue
know?
on US 74 West.
Bojangles coming soon.
Why does that excite you?
I just like seeing Bojangles.
Doesn't Pitbull have a song called Bojangles?
I don't know. I don't
What
know
is
much
a
about
Bo-
Pitbull.
What is a Bojangle?
I don't know. I just like saying
Look up the word Bojangle and see if it's something.
Bojangles. I think it's a
Okay,
clown.
this is like all run down and figured out and stuff. Okay. Look it up. You got 3 miles to figure it out. Why is the camera drifting upwards? If it drifted downward, it would make sense, but it's like defying gravity when it flips upwards. I never got that about these camera mounts. Like, why would it flip upwards? Does that even make sense? Why it's flipping upwards, not downwards? Look, like it's like contra gravity. Charlotte, North Carolina. Palm trees, look.
Jangler, meaning contentious.
Contentious.
Yeah. A bouncing male.
Is that really what it means?
In Urban Dictionary,
Really? A bouncing male?
a nice female with nice.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
In 2 miles, take exit 242.
Wow, that's kind of vulgar for a restaurant name.
North Carolina 16.
You don't think it's a little vulgar? Okay, Q. Dude, this camera keeps flipping upwards. Oh, what are we doing? Where are we going, Siri? Tell me more, Siri. I totally don't get how this camera has the ability to defy gravity and flip upwards.
Chicago,
Huh?
city with the most.
Carjackings in Chicago?
And the #1 steak is Cali.
Is that by percentage or by number?
Number.
No, of course, they have a large population. New York City's not
Where
even...
you're most likely to get your car stolen in the U.S.? Chicago, Elgin, Gary, and Chico, California.
Really? Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chicago, remember while we were there, it felt like somebody was going to carjack us while we were there. What are we doing here? Just go straight?
City with most car thefts, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
They stole over 6,600
Take exit
cars
242 for I-277
in Albuquerque,
North,
New Mexico.
Carolina 16 north
In a year.
toward I-85.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Take exit 242, then merge onto I-277 north.
Get on an exit, boy.
Don't bore me, boy. Is this over here?
Boy. No exit.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep
Left
going.
or right?
Keep going on it.
I said left or right. Keep going was not an answer. Keep going isn't an answer. Left or right was an answer. Real streets, son.
Continue for 3 miles.
Blah!
Hmm?
I don't know.
Huh?
2.5 miles, you're gonna turn right.
I can't believe they would name a restaurant something like that.
It also means other things.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't get better from there.
No, it got worse.
Okay, we'll stop then. It was
Yeah.
already bad. You see the skyline here, pretty cool. I guess we'll do another drive through the city on the way back. Because we're heading. This guy's from New York, and he's in Charlotte.
In 2
Very-
miles, take the Beatties Ford Road exit toward J.C. Smith University.
2 miles.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head to what is technically the highest crime rate area of the city.
Yeah.
Although, as you can tell, there's bad spots and bad packets throughout the whole city. I mean, that's the east side, which isn't the worst for crime.
Yeah.
The crime rate where we're going now is about 4 times higher than where we were earlier. So this is more. Oh no, this is a toll road.
Yeah. Not our side, but
Left or right? What am I doing here?
staying on this thing.
Straight. Oh, the toll's for that thing.
Yeah. We ain't getting off there.
I'll literally change my plans if there's a toll road involved.
No, there's no toll road. We'll get off in less than a mile.
So the area we're heading to now has the higher crime rate.
Half a mile, take the Beatties Ford Road exit
Worst
toward
hoods,
J.C.
higher
Smith
crime rate.
University.
So we're now, it's definitely inner city, but it wasn't the worst. We're into an area now that's definitely much higher crime rate. And Charlotte, they should have like major red pattern roadways. You kind of have like winding little roads and stuff, so it takes quite
Get
a
off
little.
on that.
Right here, under the bridge.
Yeah, right here.
Right here.
So exit here, so 100 feet.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Beatties Ford Road.
According to Google and statistics and stuff like that,
Yeah, I'm
north
not able
side
to
of
see
the
it.
city is the most dangerous, highest crime
Turn
rate.
left onto Beatties Ford Road.
To the left.
Yeah, left. It also means this.
Okay, Katie, enough. Keep an eye on the light when it turns green.
Yeah.
So we try to keep the video at about under 1 hour to an hour. So we're just gonna drive through here, look at some neighborhoods and stuff. But we're gonna keep this video. We got 20 minutes to explore this area, so the video can be 1 hour long. There's no need to make it longer than that. Even that's already way too long of a video, I think. So this is Beatty's Ford, and this is actually the worst part of the city. The neighborhoods for back here, from Lincoln Heights, Smallwood, this whole area back in here on the north side of the city is considered one of the worst.
There is pollen on this car.
What is that building across the street? I'm just gonna blow this light on a holiday. Let's see here, wait for the light to change.
Change.
Alright, so this is technically the area of the hood. Let's see what it looks like. Reminds me of West Louisville, kinda. Definitely the hood. Love that mural. That is a very cool mural. Looks a lot like Atlanta. This definitely looks like Atlanta. How about an Atlanta looking hood? And even this area that is higher crime rate in the city doesn't look all too run down. It's not a run down city. It's just there's crime. Like there doesn't always have to be. Sometimes people just automatically assume that there has to be this correlation between neighborhoods being run down and crime, and it's not always the case. There's a lot of neighborhoods that are not run down, and yet they have a lot of crime. So don't always just assume because a neighborhood's not run down that it's definitely it's not a bad neighborhood because it's not run down. And no, it can definitely. I saw that car on Google Maps. A neighborhood can definitely not be run down and still be hood. Neighborhood doesn't have to be run down to be hood, but let's see if I can pull around right here. Crap. Speed bump of the year right there. Stone back there. This is definitely a lot of people hanging out here. It's only 2 in the afternoon. Means probably the people here don't work. Not everyone, of course, there's working people. I mean, in general, it's too many people. For being 2 in the afternoon, there's definitely too many people hanging out. Unless they all got Thursday off here.
Or they work an early shift.
Yeah, why be judgmental, Katie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why be judgmental? I love how many old school cars there are back here. Lots of old school cars. It's the only place in the city so far where I've seen any cars.
Either work an early
Check
shift
out.
or a late shift and haven't gone in yet. Not everyone works the 9 to 5 schedule. Some people work overnights.
There you go. Don't be judgmental.
Okay, they have like a whole wall of Alabama license plates.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Oh no. Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. I looked at like everyone.
They're all
thinking,
Alabama?
They're all Alabama.
Oh no. I have a lot of Alabama license plates. I probably have 50 Alabama license plates.
They might be from Alabama.
Alright, so you can kind of get a feel for what the inner city neighborhoods look like now, like when we're back here. Definitely not run down. That run down is not the word I would use. It's definitely hood, but it's not run down.
That looks familiar.
The Benz?
Yeah.
We had one just like that. For ours was immaculate. That thing's beat up. Worst car we ever had, possibly.
Yeah.
Literally, worst car we ever had.
I crashed it.
Yes, you did. And it broke all the time. Like that car cost us like $10,000 in a 6-month period. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like the worst car we ever had.
Mhm.
Worst car we ever had, hands down. You know what's interesting about the city? There seems to be a lot of old school Benzes and old
Yeah.
school Beamers. That kind of got phased out in most places. Like that's not a thing in Miami anymore or Tampa. You know what I mean? Like they moved on to the real
Yeah,
cars.
I remember when we got rid of that, we got the Explorer for like 2 weeks.
Transmission went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through a bad stint. We went through a little period there where all our cars
Yeah.
were just
It
total
was
trash.
less than a 10-year car. Let's see, we got it in 2006. I was working. So it's like a 5 or 6-year-old car.
But it is interesting how there's that many kind of older cars on the road. Older luxury cars, they're horrible to have because newer luxury cars are at least new, you know. But older luxury cars, you know, owning those things is a nightmare. I mean, like the electronics, like a Benz or a Beamer,
Yeah.
that old, you're dealing with electrical problems. You're dealing with you know, codes going off all the time. You're dealing with like a lot of issues. They're not really the most practical thing you could have. It's pretty much a dud by that point, unless you're really wealthy and can afford to take your car in for $1,800 service once a month to keep it running the way it should, you know. So it's not like a run-down city in the hoods, but it's definitely like if there's a corner store, there's going to be a bunch of people hanging out. So it's very different than other cities I've seen. It's different from other cities I've seen so far. It's not a contemptible place. So like you kind of figure out if you pull into a place like
American Deli, they have that in Alabama.
that. Really?
We never ate it.
The city looks like Chicago.
We never ate there. Sorry, my grammar was off.
All right, so there's a suburb north of here called Mooresville. 35-minute drive.
Continue on Beatty's Ford Road for half a mile.
What do we do here? What's up with this circle? What's up with these two circles here?
Hmm?
Are they air bubbles?
What?
Nothing. Nice mural right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mundia Market. Cadillac on 22s with a blown head gasket. Montana. If you had to live here or in Atlanta, which one would you pick?
closer to downtown.
You'll be able to have a nice, decent apartment.
Here.
Not here? Okay.
Because I think I could actually drive in the city. Atlanta is a little complicated.
Is there a way to get through this parking lot and get back out there? Yeah, there is. It's a wrong way. We're going the wrong way. I'm just going to speed through here. Yeah, we drove the wrong way in Charlotte, finally.
Oh.
Yeah, what a relief, huh?
Yeah.
It's not really a drive around video until we go the wrong way. They keep asking us for this, is that a toll road heading up that way? Because if it's a toll road, I'm not even interested. I think it's not hood going
Do
in.
what the people ask you.
I'm going to stop somewhere that looks dangerous for a little bit and we'll look at a map and figure it out.
No.
Hmm?
No.
Huh? The what? Que? Que who? Que what? Que? Que what? Que what? I don't know where I want to go with this trip. Maybe Nashville. We gotta sit down, look at a map, and figure out where we're going.
Purple rain. What? How's that?
I don't think Fayetteville, or
I think Fayetteville would do it.
really?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna make like Houston type views?
Possibly.
No, it's not. I think we're in the suburbs now. Yep, we ended up in the suburbs.
Don't judge a place by your judgments.
This is definitely a suburb, Kenny. We're in the suburbs now. But they're small little suburban houses. I could totally see this becoming a hood in the future.
This will be a hood when our grandchildren are alive. If we ever have them.
It's a low income suburb. It's not like a fancy suburb.
Yeah.
Like there's no big trees, or it's just like a low income suburb. Like I think they call this bougie, like kind of like it's a bougie. Got that bougie.
Like you used to live in the hood, but now you got
Better credit.
yeah.
Basically. Yeah, this is just like a bougie place. Bougie. And I think it's proper to show this as well in this video because, like, at the end of the day, some cities don't have that bougie. But people can kind of at least dream of making their life a little bit better. The bougie.
Cutwater, Bowline,
Fake.
Brightwork, Oakwood. Couldn't you have come up with some better names for your community?
No, they're trying to make it sound fancy. This is like horrendously ugly.
Cutwater does not sound fancy.
I can totally see this looking like a Camden type place in the future. All these chickens running around.
Brightwork.
I wonder what one of these things would sell for.
I'd buy one.
I don't know. Are you kidding me? This is like living in a row house. Who wants to live in a row house in the South
True, yeah.
where land is like everywhere?
I want to land.
Who wants to live in a row
I
house?
do want land. I will tell you that. I do want land.
Okay, you're in the South where land is plentiful, but you want to live on top of your neighbor?
True.
This was
true.
bougie enough where I could stop and not get carjacked, right?
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on it again. You're pretty good at that.
Mhm.
Let's see where we're at real quick.
Ah.
Ew. What even was that? It was like a bark?
Yeah, I think it was a bark. You're alright. It's
Isn't that where we were going earlier?
this is suburbia.
That's where we were earlier, okay. Let's see here. That's where we came. We came from over there. I'll give me a minute here. Maria's Grill. Where are we going then? This Mooresville place seems cool, but not if we had to get on. That was a toll road, right?
I don't care about toll roads.
I'm not gonna get on a toll road. Charlotte. We saw Charlotte. It was okay. We already did Winston-Salem. I think we set for Greenville and Atlanta tonight, or Knoxville. Far from Knoxville. It's just so bougie. We gotta decide where we're going next.
I
man.
think we got to do Fayetteville.
Is it worth it?
I think
I don't even
it
think it'll
worth
pay.
it.
Why? I don't even think it'll even pay off our gas mileage to go there.
You said that about Houston.
Houston has like millions of people, just like Charlotte does.
Fayetteville, that the Moray Kid is popular right now.
Yeah, it is a pretty good trending type thing.
Yeah, it's a trending place
Yo, might.
where people might be curious about the town.
Fayetteville. People are curious about Fayetteville.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. So we're heading
If
to
people
Fayetteville.
are curious about something, you do a video there, people gonna want to watch it.
But I don't feel like we should be heading in that direction. Unless you want to hang out in Wilmington for a few days and just kind of like do it as a... It's 3 hours from here.
Fayetteville?
3 hours from here. Yeah, there's a way to get to a residential neighborhood right through there. It's a 3-hour drive, man.
Fayetteville?
It's 3 hours there, so we won't get there till nighttime. 3-hour drive. We could be in Atlanta probably in 3 hours.
Let me see.
Look, it's 3 hours.
How far is ATL?
GPS ATL, but look at it, it's 3 hours. That's not worth it.
How the heck is it
In 3 hours, you're gonna spend, I don't know, $100 in gas to get there, and $100. I don't know how much it would just cost. There's no way the video would pay off.
There's that Larryburg near there.
So we would have to take the rest of the day to go through small towns to kind of make up for it. Is what you're saying?
Hold on. Hold your horses, boy. 4 hours and 54 minutes to ATL.
Yeah. How far are we from Nashville or Knoxville?
Knoxville, not too far. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on till the night. 4 hours.
We'll stop and make a map and figure it out. What would you like to do?
Fayetteville.
Really?
Fayetteville, like Green. I have seen on every truck coming up here, Greensboro, North Carolina. But I've also heard a lot about Fayetteville.
Let's find a dangerous place to park again.
What is it with you and trying to get this truck taken and me hurt? How dare you try to put me in danger?
You could have stayed home working on a burger or something in Florida.